Okay, what just happened here was I attempted to draw the shape from another angle, and it was an angle that had a lot of pushback and thus more perspective than this just shorter distance. So I've rearranged my pieces and said, okay, I'm going to skip that angle for now and reapproach it when we talk about perspective. It was just one that was hard to draw from the just figuring out eyeballing it. All right, I've picked a similar one that I have a better view of. It's not as complicated. So I'm going to sketch this in. Come up a little bit. Sometimes that happens when you are drawing, especially when you're just drawing from sight. You're not using a bunch of tools. You find yourself going, oh gosh, I actually am a little bit confused how this all works out. Okay. Because especially when things are really tall and you're looking at them top down, or when things are really long and you're looking at them front to back, you can get caught up in that your eye can see that it's all in a larger space, but your brain is trying to put that onto a 2D space. So if that ever happens, just, take a deep breath, maybe adjust what you're drawing a little bit. Oh, that needs to continue taller. Persistently squashing my cylinders here. Yeah, just take a deep breath and say, okay, I need to come back here and just start from the beginning. So even if you would produce a drawing like the one that I erased that's under here, you could either choose to erase it like I did, or you can keep it and just proceed to draw another drawing. What you want to do is you want to, in the end here, achieve 4 drawings that really show your understanding of the forms and how they're sitting together. So you can draw more than 4 drawings. I just want 4 of them that you think are the best example of your work and your understanding. So if I'd left that drawing, I would be drawing 5 drawings or 6 drawings, however many I needed, to get that level of 4 examples that I feel really demonstrate my skills. The good news is the more shapes you draw, the more times you turn this, the more you're going to understand it. So you're going to develop that skill as you go. If you already are really good at drawing and eyeballing perspective and things like that, you're not going to have to draw as many drawings. But if this is a skill that you haven't practiced very much, or you're a little out of practice like I am, right now, okay, this is a much better drawing, and come back in with my darker HB pencil and outline here. When you're looking at your pencil and you see, okay, you have HB, you have 4H and you have 4B. H is your hardness. So this is actually a 2H, 2B, so it's right in the middle. Your 4H is harder and your 2B is softer. But this is meeting nicely, or sorry, your 4B is softer. Your HB is right in the middle. It's like, it's the standard number 2 pencil lead. So if you have a number 2, you also have an HB pencil. There we go. This is so much better. And I could always go back and try to draw that other shape again, especially if I photographed it. One thing that I noticed here was there is some depth that I need to come across and then back up to show that this is a cutout that goes all the way through. But this is much better. So also sometimes, pick your battles when you're coming to it from sketchbook assignments. Is if there's something that's really, really difficult, maybe get another angle in there. So when you're taking pictures, think of that, grabbing maybe a couple extra angles, and try to grab them from where you would be sitting looking at them. You can also elevate your object to get less of the top-down view. Maybe you want more looking up at it. All right, now what could I do with these drawings to practice my skills even more? One thing that I could do is I could take one of these drawings and either using tracing paper or just going back over it, say, okay, how could I change these shapes to look like something from my area of study? So what I did in the previous class, let me find it. So earlier I drew this study here, and then I thought, how could I change some of these shapes and redraw them so that they represented something from interior design? And what I chose to do was kind of a chaise lounge, where I ended up extending up and carving out part of this shape, and then using that I knew that it had depth on the top here to indicate that depth, and then as well as just extending out and lowering this block so that it's more like a structure under here with a mattress. That way I kind of have this lounger and a bolster pillow. So that is something that you can do with your drawings as well. Create little drawings like this so that we have our thumbnail, we have our structure 1, we have a example of that structure that's been morphed into a real life object. And so if you're going to submit this assignment and you're going for an A, you'll want 4 nice structures. You'll want your thumbnail, and you might want to look at trying at least one view and changing it into an object on one of your forms that you're making. So it doesn't have to be every single one. It's just try those exercises listed for the students who excel at this project will do these things at least once somewhere in your sketches in your assignment. So it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm doing this for every form, or I'm doing the thumbnail for every form. You could choose one and do all of it, or you can choose to just have scattered throughout. Just make sure that you come in and label them. So if you here I might say lounge, and here I'll say structure, view. I'll say A for this one. You know, keep it consistent, keep your notes looking nice, just so that I can read them. You can annotate as much or as little as you want. The more you annotate things like this, the more I know what you're talking about and that you're understanding a form. So I will go ahead and post this video along with the other video to the PowerPoint. Oops. And I will post pictures of a couple different structures in different forms. I'll go ahead and build for and then take multiple of those views. So if you aren't in class, you'll have the ability to go back in and use those photographs to complete your assignment.